Hello, everyone. It's Jazz. That's me. Happy Sunday. Today, I have an update on the Vanessa Guillen story. Now, for those of you that don't know or don't that haven't seen my videos in its entirety, I do have videos on Vanessa Guillen, so I just wanted to show you them just in case. So I have this one here. It's called "Leader Suspended After Vanessa Guillen Investigation." I also have a few more. Will there ever be justice for Vanessa? Save the Children, and What is Vanessa trying to tell us? So, if you haven't already seen those, check those out. Okay. So, I have an update that I wanted to share with you guys. And this story was released on themilitary.com on, I believe, give me a second. It was on January 11th, 2021. Okay. So, the headline reads Army leader reveals Specialist Vanessa Guillen's entire chain of command at Fort Hood was fired. Let's get into it. Fort Hood, Texas. Leaders responsible for Specialist Vanessa Guillen, from her squad to her battalion, were fired during the disciplinary action that took place last month at Fort Hood. Sergeant Major of the Army Michael Grinstone told soldiers Thursday at the base. So, if you guys don't already know about the whole Vanessa Guillen story, she was a soldier that was killed. It took them 2 months to start the investigation. She was found on June 30th. It comes out that Specialist Aaron Robinson, um, he was the one that took Vanessa's life, and he had an accomplice as well, his girlfriend. So check out my videos, and I go into detail about it, and I go into detail about some other things as well. So going back to this, it says speaking to a group of about 2 dozen junior enlisted soldiers, Grinston used the firing as an example of how the Army is taking action to root out leaders who allow corrosive behavior to persist in the ranks. 14 leaders faced disciplinary action following the December 8th release of the Fort Hood Independent Review Committee report that found that command climate and culture problems at the base were a result of poor leadership. At the time, only action taken against leaders in positions at the brigade level and above were identified. In accordance with Army personnel privacy policy, leaders responsible for Guillen and her squad, platoon, company, and the battalion were also fired, Winslow said Thursday. Now, guys, they were all fired. So obviously there was foul play. This is all alleged. I'm not really sure. So obviously they found that the culture and the steps that these people took were, you know, they did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it says previously announced firings in Guillen's chain of command, including Major General Scott Effendate, the deputy commander of 3 Corps, who was the acting base commander at the time of Guillen's disappearance and death, and Colonel Ralph Overland and Command Sergeant Major Bradley Knapp, the commander and top enlisted soldier of Guillen's unit and the 3rd Cavalry Regiment. Major General Jeff Broadwater and Commander Sergeant Major Thomas Kenny of the 1st Cavalry Division, which was not part of Guillen's chain of command, were suspended following the report's release, pending the results of new investigations into the unit's command climate and implementation of sexual assault prevention program. So they weren't part of the command, but they're also being investigated, and they're also have been implemented to this whole situation. So I'm wondering what happened there. Guillen, who served as a small arms repairer in the Regiment Engineer Squadron, went missing from the base in April. During the more than 2 month search for her, questions arose about the efforts to find her, the conditions at the base, and its sexual assault and harassment program. Investigators found her body June 30th and determined a fellow soldier, Specialist Aaron Robinson, had taken her life with a hammer in the arms room and then buried her body about 20 miles from the base. In July, Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy announced a civilian review committee which found Fort Hood to have an environment permissive of sexual assault and harassment and lacking trust between soldiers and leaders. Further disciplinary action could follow the findings of an ongoing internal Army investigation into the actions of every level of command related to all aspects of the Gijan case. Whew. Well, I know this might not be a lot for the family because they'll never get their daughter back, but at least things are being done. People are getting fired, at least. I know it's not, it'll never bring her back, but at least things are being taken care of, and at least there's an investigation going on into this. I know it's a little too late, but at least this is happening. All right, so led by General John Murray, commander of the Army Future Commands, a public release date on his finding has not been announced. So there's findings and it has not been announced yet. Okay. Fort Hood's commander, Lieutenant General Pat White, returned from a year-long deployment in September and initiated a People's First training program to improve trust between soldiers and leaders. The program included a week-long break from a field training to allow leaders to sit down with soldiers and get to know them on a personal level, talk with their families, and visit their living quarters. Grinston visited Fort Hood on Thursday to hear from the soldiers about these efforts. Stars and Stripes were permitted to listen to a discussion with junior enlisted soldiers, with the agreement that participants would not be named. Okay. So it looks like they're actually, trying to take the time to actually listen. So hopefully that these people are not named and there's no punishment for them actually speaking up. The soldiers were all members of the 3rd Cavalry Regiment and 1st Cavalry Division, and many of them said that they appreciated the additional training because it felt more genuine than in the past. However, some of them still asked for a deeper relationship built outside of Army requirements. They suggested having more team building exercises, small group physical training, and friendly competitions. It was during these discussions that Grinstone explained last month's firings at Fort Hood. He said leaders can't take actions on problems that they don't know about, and he encouraged soldiers to report misconduct in the ranks. Many soldiers spoke candidly and, when asked, told Grinstein that they believed that he was there only to check the box, and they didn't believe the initiatives taking place at Fort Hood now would last. So they're saying that all this is happening, but they were scared that in the long run, it's only going to go back to normal, or, basically like they might have repercussions for even speaking out. So the whole U.S. is watching Fort Hood. They want to see you here, said one soldier. But another soldier said Grinston seemed genuine. Most people don't ask us questions, she said. You asked, I think you care. I appreciate your honesty, Grinston told the group. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but I'm here. I don't want to go back to what it was 3 months from now. So I don't know what you guys think. Basically, there are steps being taken after this horrible incident with Vanessa. What else do you think that they do need to pass the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act? It needs to happen. These soldiers need to have a place to go that they feel like they're going to be protected, and that's what that's all about. So I did read an article, but this is alleged, that during one of the exercises, I guess Vanessa was being taught how to, I guess, shower just with, I guess one of the exercises was to basically shower with a baby wipe. And this young man, I guess Aaron, saw her, well, this is all alleged, saw her and went up to, and it kind of was messing with her while she was doing this exercise. This was something that I read and I was kind of disgusted by it. Like I said, it's alleged. I'm not sure how factual this story actually is, but if this is the case, this needs to not happen, because these are people that are going out and risking their lives for us. So during these exercises, they should feel protected. Basically, they should feel protected and they should have protection. Let me know what you guys think. Um, yeah, basically. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments. And thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in with Jazz. That's me.